know if you're okay.
Let's start with that.
You know how many people texted me if you're okay?
More people probably texted you than they did me.
Probably. Yeah.
I just
we got a lot of
DNF'd
messages to the Bonk Bros Instagram.
I DNF'd the race this weekend.
Yeah, everyone already knows.
Because I'm a
Why did
pansy.
you DNF?
Because I didn't feel like finishing.
That's a horrible reason.
That's a DNF.
I mean, there wasn't like a legit reason. Like, I didn't crash. My bike was 100% operational.
What? You just gave up?
I got dropped. I got dropped before the halfway point, and so then I was like, I mean, and I didn't feel like, I was gonna say I didn't feel good, but like I felt fine. My legs just didn't feel good.
Wait, hold on. So you got dropped, but you were also in a breakaway at one point. So
yeah, I thought my legs felt
there?
Well, no. I kind of thought like maybe I'll like eventually the legs will come around, and like I'm still gonna race the race like I want to race the race. And then I got, like I'm in that break, and I'm like, yeah, I don't think I feel very good. Like I was almost getting gapped on some of the little climbs that we were doing, and I'm like, dude, like this is maybe not a good day. And then like basically as soon as the brake got caught, like as soon as all the brakes got caught, it all kind of happened all at once. I got dropped pretty much immediately.
So you're telling me that you did a bike race and your legs hurt?
Abnormally, more than normal. My Garmin, my Garmin performance score, I tried so hard to ignore this. So then I was like, I don't want to see that number right now. It said I was like a -13. Like when we were in the neutral rollout, and I'm like,
what does that mean?
Crap. I didn't even know it went that low. That's like your performance. It says like, oh, like you want it to be positive, but it says like based off of, I don't know, whatever, your power and your heart rate, like your readiness to perform. It was like the lowest that it could be.
How jacked up on caffeine were you?
At that point, not so much.
That's not a good sign. That
yeah, I know. So then I was like, I can't see that right now, so I ignored it, and I was like, I'm still gonna race the race like I set out to do, and I wanted to make the early break, so I still did that, and I just got shelled. So, and it was like I rode 40 miles to get to the aid. I would have quit way sooner than that, but then I was like, I don't want to ride another 40 miles, like just to get to the finish, to say I finished dead last. Like, who cares?
I feel like if your readiness is so low and your legs feel so bad, then maybe don't go in the early breakaway. Maybe like play it conservative and try to.
Yeah, but I didn't want the little number that I saw on my Garmin that I have no idea how they even calculate that number to affect my. Okay. I didn't want it to like. I wish I had never.
If you don't know what the number's relevant,
I don't know how to turn it off. I don't think you can turn it off. If somebody knows how to turn that off, tell me, because I think it plays psychological mind games with you.
We have a listener who works for said company. So
Garmin?
Yeah. So if you're out there and you understand how to turn off this readiness score.
Yeah. Well, send me that guy's email so that they can sponsor me. I'll be a Garmin Wahooligan. A Garmigan.
Okay, don't.
You just blew it.
You blew it, dude.
You literally just blew it.
You blew it. Okay, forget about the readiness. What I'm saying is, if your legs feel terrible, maybe don't go in the early breakaway.
Yeah, but like sometimes your legs just feel like crap, and then they don't feel like crap, and that's what I was hoping. I was like, maybe I just need to warm up a little bit, and warming up didn't help.
So,
are there early breakaways in gravel?
There was in this race. I mean, not every.
Dylan was in the early break.
I was in the earlier break than Drew.
Yeah, I was in the chase group technically.
Who's like controlling the breakaway?
No one. There's no control of anything.
What do you mean?
Like, if nobody's controlling the breakaway, then why would, if you just went in the early break, it would just go to the line?
Yeah,
well, Keegan wasn't in it. Keegan wasn't in either one of them, so
then Keegan was controlling.
Yeah, but Tobin was in one of them, wasn't he?
Yeah, but he was just sitting on.
Yeah. So I got in the earliest breakaway that probably went at mile 5, and it had Michael Garrison, Colby Simmons, Griffin Easter, Tobin, and then some other guy I don't know. Tobin and the other guy, they didn't take one single pull. They just sat on the back the whole time.
Kudos to
Is
them.
Colby Simmons Quinn Simmons' brother?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay, so he's pretty legit.
the little brother.
He's good.
20.
He literally got
he's,
third, so
He's 20 years old. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Colby's good.
He doesn't look so young on the bike, but then when I saw the podium picture, I'm like, holy crap.
Well,
he looks
Quinn,
young.
Quinn Simmons looked like he was in his mid-30s when he was 18.
Yeah, I know. It's the total opposite. If you look at his little brother looks like he's 15. Like, look at the pro podium.
The opposite.
Yeah, it's the opposite. He looks really young.
Okay.
It's funny. Oh, by the way, as soon as they finished, because I was there to watch the finish, because, you know, I DNF'd, he rolled, like, he finished, got third, and then, like, within 5 minutes of him finishing, he pedals to me. He's like, man, I'm a huge fan of the podcast. And he said, just make sure you tell the other guys that you're the one that makes it entertaining.
No.
I swear. Oh my
gosh,
I should have got a picture with him.
Dang
Dang it. Colby, if you're listening this week, send in a message to the bonkbros@gmail.com. What is it? Bonk Bros Podcast or Bonk Bros?
Bonk Bros Podcast.
Bonk Bros Podcast, and tell them that you.
I'll be honest, I haven't checked the email in a while, so maybe
he was one of maybe 15 people that came up to me and said that. Nah, we'll say 10.
I will say, Drew, you are definitely the most polarizing of all of us, because we either get hate mail that's like kick him off, like we need to get rid of Dizzle,
Yeah.
or the opposite.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, or people are like, more Dizzle. We need 7 Dizzles next week.
No, you don't want 7 Dizzles. No way. No way. I had a bunch of people come up.
You had like 1,500 migs of caffeine before you came on.
That was
our worst.
That was the best one,
dude. But so many people loved it.
Are you serious? We couldn't stay on a topic for more than a minute.
We had a guy who won the man, I don't know the proper terminology. He like
group.
Nope.
Paracycling.
Yep, paracycling. Yeah. He won his category, and his name was Mitch. And he's not a farmer. He's he is a farmer.
Yeah.
But those a-holes in
Steamboat.
Those are, what did he call those?
Ranchers.
Yeah. The ranchers are the ones we don't like. But Farmer Mitch, we like him. He said that he loves the long episodes because he just sits in his tractor and
remember when
was Farmer Mitch is he from like Minnesota or Iowa or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. We met him down at Mid-South.
Yeah, he's super cool.
Yeah.
He also said that he thinks that I'm very entertaining, that I'm his favorite. Dylan was there. He was there. He witnessed this guy say it.
Dude, these people need to stop hyping you up. It's boosting your ego too much.
They're doing it on purpose. They're doing it on purpose.
Dude, I have a lot of people in the UK come up to me.
In the UK?
Yeah, so Europeans listen to our podcast?
Well, that's up to debate whether the UK is in Europe or not.
Dude, dude, whenever we talk about European racing, we sound like complete dumbasses. We don't know anything. Well, Tyler knows a little bit, but the rest of us,
dude, that makes sense.
I bet the most. He just like doesn't want to say anything about it.
Yeah.
Who?
You.
Oh.
If we're the only, me and Dylan were talking about this. If we're the only funny cycling podcast that exists, so there's a bunch of cycling podcasts, but I'm pretty sure we're the only funny one. That's like, European people probably need to listen to us because they don't seem like they have a very good sense of humor. And so they're probably like this is like a great, they love this.
Classic Dizzle trying to make the most.
Have you ever talked to European people? They're just not funny people. Like,
I like how you're just clumping all Europeans.
I've been to Europe like a lot. And funny and friendly are not words that come to mind.
Okay, well, what? You've probably been to Belgium in the winter.
Accurate. Yes.
I feel like I've met some funny Europeans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do they live in the U.S.?
No.
They've been culturized.
No.
They're just people. I mean,
I know. I'm just messing. I'm sorry, Europeans.
Dude,
We're
some
glad
guy
that
was
we're glad that you
real
listen
butthurt
to
that
our
we talked
podcast.
about how the Europeans were gonna flat, get hot, and quit Unbound. He's like, oh yeah, well, how many Europeans were in the top 10?
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point, buddy. That's a real good point. Wow.
But the point I made is that not that every single European is gonna flat, get hot, and quit. I specifically said 50% are gonna get a flat, get hot, and quit. Which I don't think that's that far off.
Europeans and Americans, or
well,
just...
I mean Americans too, but also Europeans. I'm not saying Americans are better than Europeans at Unbound by any means. Americans also get hot, quit, and flat. That was the wrong order, but you know what I'm saying.
Quits. He didn't even get hot or flat.
I just quit.
Drew.
Yeah,
it felt like one of my legs just had like a bruise on it. That sounds real lame, but like when you're riding your bike and your whole quad just feels like it's bruised, it's not that much fun. It kind of sucks.
Yeah, this past week I've never felt so bad.
Yeah, Scott, you texted us after that one day that you were in the breakaway, and you said that you've never suffered more than that or something.
It was suffering the whole time, like the whole time. It was terrible, and I didn't want to be in the breakaway. I just
you should definitely not race gravel because that's
it looked awesome though.
Well, yeah, but I was not feeling good, so it's not. It was 3 guys into a 20-mile-an-hour headwind the whole day.
I was thinking about you when I was in the early break. I was like, dude, if I feel this bad and this is just some dinky American gravel race, I can't imagine how hard Scott had to have been going in that freaking world tour race last week in the break. But
you can't just quit. You can just quit. I can't just quit. I'm on TV the whole time.
Well, I would have been way off screen by the time I had quit.
Yeah, it was terrible.
But your team said that you even tried to send a solo flyer 30K out.
Well, I was just trying to get the combativity prize that we could get on the podium. That was the whole point.
Did you get it?
No.
Oh. How do you not give the guy who was in the break all day and then tries to fly solo to the finish?
I gave it to the British guy because it's the...
those a-holes.
I would have given your personality to combat.
No, they actually should have given it to the other guy that was in the break from Trek.
Oh.
Because he actually me and this other guy started attacking each other, and then he just attacked and went way farther off the front solo than we did. But then they just gave it to the...
Did the break stick it to the line?
Oh, no. Oh. It was 30K to go, and we had 30 seconds.
Oh.
So we started attacking each other just to get the combativity award.
Cool.
Yeah.
The combativity award sounds like it's also the most stupid bike racer in the race award.
Well, yeah, but they need to incentivize it to make the race interesting.
They should call it the Kamikaze Award.
That too, yeah. I mean, yeah, it is, but you got to take what you can get, you know?
Yeah.
Dude, if you want to get on the podium, you got to poach the easy ones, even though I failed. But
dude, I was also having a terrible day at Nationals. I mean, I didn't quit, but I felt like quitting.
Congrats.
But the only thing that I was thinking for the last 2 hours of the race, I was feeling so bad, and I knew that Dizzle was behind me, and I was like, dude, I just can't let Dizzle catch me. If Dizzle catches me, I'm never going to hear the end of it. So
if I had just had a normal day, I could have maybe beat you. What are the chances that you have a bad day and I have a bad day on the same day?
Dude,
all I need is for you to have a bad day one time so I can beat you.
I had a bad day one time this past weekend.
And that was it.
We all suck.
Somebody messaged me and said that they think it might be the water. They were like, did you drink the tap water? The tap water has carcinogens.
If the water's bad, you would know.
I don't know. I kind of thought it was whack too, but
it would affect you more than just your bike race performance.
Yeah, it doesn't just give you bad legs.
Yeah, well, I'm blaming it on. I think I had altitude sickness. That's what.
Oh my god,
that's what I think.
3,000 feet high.
Was you at altitude?
Yeah.
Nebraska at altitude?
Yeah. Yeah,
It's
that's
3,000
times.
feet.
That's 7 times higher above sea level than Louisville.
It's true.
7 times.
Yeah, but if you're on the ocean, you're at 1 foot, and then if you walk back up to your house, you're at 7 feet. So you're 7 times higher.
Good. You know math. That's good. That's good math, Dylan.
Just
Louisville's at 500 feet, and if it's at 3,500, that's 7 times. That's a good job.
So what do you guys think about someone else other than Keegan taking the Stars and Stripes jersey home?
I mean, I was
was
pretty happy to
stoked.
see that.
Yeah.
You're
Dude, I
stoked
saw
too?
a photo. His tires look pretty skinny.
They were. I think they were. I think they were the 44 Renee Hurst slicks.
So that's what's crazy. Isn't it crazy that 44s now, like we're calling skinny tires?
Did you guys hear how he won though? He said there's like one last, like, it's not that technical, but it's just somewhat technical, like 2 miles from the finish, and then right after that you're on pavement all the way to the finish. He actually got gapped off the back through the little technical stuff, and when he was gapped off, he was like, as he was catching them, he was like, well, I'll just blow past them with momentum, because he was on slicks. He's like, if I could just get a little bit of a gap with these tires, and they're all on mountain bike tires, like maybe it'll work. And it did. But he like got gapped off the back 2 miles before the finish.
Tires were
he went from getting almost dropped 2 miles from the finish to blowing past them and winning.
So here,
epic.
I'm chose a tire that's optimized for the most important.
Yes, that's what
exactly.
I was saying. Hugh Scott.
Yeah.
Well, also because his tires were skinny and narrow, that's why he got gapped off in the technical section in the first place. Because otherwise, he probably would have been with the front group and tried to sprint everyone.
Yeah. So him getting gapped is probably what allowed him to win the race.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to say.
Yeah,
you guys said it better, I guess.
Which I mean, that's pretty crazy, but also like pretty savvy of him to kind of think that in the moment of like, I'm just gonna blow by the group.
Yeah.
And he finally gets to like use those 550 watt FT like legs for like the real reason that they are beneficial. Like that's pretty ballin'.
Also, I think part of the reason why his tires look so skinny in the photo is because he's so massive. So by comparison, like, what is that, a road tire?
When we were in the early break, he was in the group I was in, and I was like intentionally making sure I was always behind him when I was in the break.
I don't think you can not be behind him, dude. Everyone's behind him.
Everybody was behind him.
You can be in front of him.
Or if you're in front of him, that's one thing. But if you're behind him, you're like definitely behind him.
Yeah, but you always want to be behind the strongest guy in the breakaway. You don't want the strongest guy to be behind you, because then when you pull off and he starts pulling, he'll increase the speed, and then it makes it harder to get on the back of the breakaway. But then if you're behind the strongest guy,
for sure. You don't have to deal with it. That effect is compounded when the dude's 7 foot tall and 240
pounds. He has a nice draft.
Yeah.
I think you over exaggerated his weight, but
okay, 220.
Yeah.
Yeah. That I literally refreshed the results page like 4 or 5 times because I couldn't believe it. I was like, this must be because the USAC website said that there was the final checkpoint was 1.5 miles from the finish. So I was like, surely this is just that final checkpoint. Like this isn't the actual finish time. And then no, sure enough, yeah.
You were just shocked that Keegan didn't even make the podium.
Yeah, Keegan was like 7th. But I don't know. You guys might have a different opinion. When I saw the video of like the bunch sprint for second, it didn't really look like Keegan cared all that much about sprinting for second.
No, he cares, dude. You don't ride 150 miles.
Also, I will say,
you think he cared?
My counterpoint to this, and I don't know if he was thinking about this in the moment, but my counterpoint to this is that there is still a lot of money on the line if you get second place. Like I think it's like $6,000.
Okay, but when Keegan looks at the prize money, do you think he looked beyond first place?
Probably not. But
he probably just knew first place was $10K and didn't even know what the rest was worth.
Yeah, I agree.
Even if there's no money, you did the whole race. You're not going to not sprint just because you like.
I was standing in the last turn. He was sprinting.
I mean, he
Really?
he did.
I think he was leading through the last turn, and then he's just so small that some of the other guys came around him.
Okay. I mean, what I saw was just the last probably 20 meters. So maybe by that point, he was already outside the top 3 or whatever, so it didn't matter.
Yeah.
I mean, Keegan's like Pidcock. Like Pidcock's really small. But just because Keegan's small does not mean he doesn't have a good sprint. Keegan's sprint is good.
Yeah.
Pidcock got a concussion.
Really?
At the race you were at?
Yeah.
Wow.
Did not look good.
What happened?
He crashed.
Well, obviously.
Like all the last stage, there was a split, and then we were behind the split, but we were with like the entire quick step team, so I was like, oh, we're fine. And then we weren't fine. And then we were chasing like super hard, and then all the favorites basically crashed.
Wow.
Pidcock's
Is that
on quick step?
Is that how you beat Remco?
No. I beat him because he was like pulling the whole day, and then he dropped off, and then I
He pulled a Dizzle?
Nice.
Dude, Remco is insane. Like how fast he can go on a flat road is crazy. When he's pulling, you can't move up one spot.
Uh-huh.
Should have given him the combative award.
I guess there's a reason why he's the TT Olympic champion.
Well,
I got something. I got a story, okay? And I need your opinion on this.
Yes.
So,
does this have to do with nationals? Or are we just moving on?
Moving on.
Okay.
We could talk about Lawrence Stevens winning nationals again and shutting up the Steamboat haters once and for all. But
okay, wait, really quick before we move on from nationals, and then you can tell your story. I promise. Okay, guess how big Tobin and Keegan went with their front tire this year at a gravel race. This gravel race is like not even bumpy. It is sandy.
And then say what place they got.
Okay, they had 2.4 mountain bike tires on the front. 2.4 at a gravel race.
They also it was Tobin, Russell, and Keegan. They're all on Maxxis tires, but they literally looked like slicks. They had taken the SL, what are they called? The new one? Yeah, that one. And they literally just shaved not just the side knobs, all the knobs. So they were all it was the casing. Like,
yeah, it was just like a massive slick tire.
So yeah, they just wanted a big slick.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it was nuts. I was like, wow, they are really, yeah.
I think they can only fit a 2.1 in the back, so they had a 2.1 in the back, but in the front they were doing 2.4 mountain bike tires for a gravel race.
I don't think I could do that because I just spent money on that tire. Or even if I didn't spend money, I know how much that tire costs, in my brain. And I'm like,
if that tire is serving a purpose, wouldn't you want that purpose to be actually purposeful?
You're not burning it or something. It's still
I know, but there's just something in my mind that's like, oh, why would I buy this tire and then
you're making it better?
Shave half of it off.
The assumption that it's the best it possibly can be when you get it in your hands should always be questioned.
I thought Challenge gives you tires, bro. What are you talking about? I bought this tire.
I'm not talking about I'm just talking about I know. I did you hear what I just said, doofus?
You know that.
Look,
Keegan,
I said I know how much
their tires.
I know how much the tire cost, and so to just to start
cutting something
that's
doesn't
brand
know how much
new that I know costs $100.
You know who doesn't know how much those tires cost? Keegan.
Russell.
Dude, also, if you're not the one who spent the money on it, then who cares?
Because I just feel bad. The penny pincher in me says this is a waste of money.
All right, so here pretend I'm the Maxxis marketing rep. Okay, I can either have Keegan Swenson not win the race because he didn't want to mess up the tire that I gave him, or he can try and win the race by modifying it to be purposeful for the specific need that he's using it for.
I'm not telling this story as if I'm the marketing person of Maxxis. I'm telling this story as if I'm a broke dude buying some tires.
If you're
I'm
broke,
not gonna,
dude,
if I'm broke and I'm buying tires, I'm not gonna.
If you're broke, you're not
gonna
buying
shave them
tires.
up on day one.
I don't even understand why you're giving us this analogy because it doesn't. I'm talking about Keegan and Tobin. I'm not talking about some broke dude.
I'm just telling you guys what I'm thinking. There's something in me that just prevents me from doing that because I feel like I'm wasting money if I do that. I paid for those knobs and I'm going to chop them off.
Yeah, you also paid for those pimples on your bike, but you took those bolts out of there.
True. I'm putting those bad boys back in today. I'm wasting money.
You know how many tires I have in my shed that I've literally never used or only used once? Like I used them for one race and then never used them again.
Yeah, because you're rich. Just talk about how rich you are, Dylan.
Tire rich.
You're tire rich.
He's just aging.
And you pay for your tires. You don't get free tires, so that's even worse.
That's what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
I just want to be thoughtful about how I spend money.
All right. So speaking of tires, let me tell my story. So,
it's a tire story.
I was switching my tires from like my mountain bike setup to my Schwamigan setup. So I was taking off the Aspens and putting on the Aspen STs. And whenever I like swap tires, I always try to conserve as much of the sealant as I can, right? Because like one, it's still good. And two, like, conservationist. I want to,
Dude, this is like
I want to make sure
freaking penny pincher episode.
I know.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to waste that sealant.
His eyes lit up when I said
I
that.
do that exact same thing. How can I get 100% of the sealant from this tire into the other tire?
So you dump it into like a little Tupperware bin, right? Keep it in there while you're doing the tire swap. And then when you got the new tires mounted, you pour it from there into your tire. Wow. So that's what I always do, right? So I pour it in there.
Oh, you know what I do? I'll take the I've got like a little, the little
squeeze bottle.
Yeah, I'll take that and I'll squeeze it to where it's like, and then it'll vacuum it up out and into the bottle. I'll do that.
If you are a loser and you insert your sealant through the valve, and not dump it into the tire, then that's one way to do it. But I just dump it into the tire because I don't want my valves getting all clogged.
Yeah, mine are clogged for sure.
If you can put your sealant in through the valve, you've got the wrong sealant.
So, anyways, related topic. So, so I dump all the sealant into the Tupperware bin, right? And then I'm looking at it though, and I'm like, damn, that sealant's really orange. Surely I would have put SILCA sealant in these tires, right? So I like go over to like my parts bin, pull out like the big tub of SILCA sealant. And it's shaking and it's completely empty. So I'm like, I must have like ran out when I was mounting these tires last. So I must have used a competitor brand. So I'm like, well,
put the empty container back in the bin?
I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
Scott's pissed. He's like, bro, you need to throw that away.
I know. I should have. So in the back of my head though, I'm like, I don't have any new SILCA sealant because I just ordered some and it should be coming any day now, but I need to put these tires on. So I guess I'm going to have to use this old sealant and just top it off with the same old sealant, right? Again, competitor brand in my head, right?
To not be named, yes.
Yeah, so
but it is orange.
So I'm doing this though, right? So I mount the new tires, I pour the sealant in, the old sealant in, then I top it off with some fresh new competitor sealant because I have like a bunch of those like samples still from races that they just like give out. Mm-hmm. So I top them all off, get the tires mounted, everything's cool, right? I go to wash the old tires to make sure all the sealant on the old tires is gone so that I can like put them away in storage. And I'm like, I look inside the tire and there's like black strands of something in the tire. And I'm like, what is that? So I like go in there and scoop some stuff out. It was the black carbon strands from the SILCA sealant.
The story is too long-winded.
So, long story short, it did have SILCA sealant in it,
version?
And now it has a hybrid of SILCA and a competitor sealant.
I don't see how this is promoting SILCA.
Is my bike gonna blow up on me when I race Schwamigan this weekend?
No, you can mix them all. It's fine. Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I asked the bike shop this last time. They said, yeah, whatever, just mix them up.
Just throw whatever. You just throw some slime in there. Just mix everything in there.
Yeah, that'd be cool. If you throw some green in there too, that'd be cool.
My SILCA sealant does turn orange.
That's what I was going to ask, because I've only like unmounted tires with SILCA sealant in it maybe one other time, because I don't swap tires a whole lot, and I'm also kind of colorblind too. So like orange and moderately orange are look the same.
What are the carbon strands you're talking about? What is that?
Oh my gosh! Tell me you haven't used SILCA sealant, bro.
I mean, I have. It's in all my tires, but I don't know what you're talking about. Carbon strands.
Wow. Yeah, so that's their that's their marketing thing, is they put like little carbon fiber things in there to help bolster the puncture.
How do you not know
it
this?
when you put it in, or you just like blindfold yourself? You don't.
Oh, you're talking about the little things. When you say the word strand, I think of like a shoestring.
Noodles?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like, mine doesn't have noodles in it. Like,
shard.
Yeah, shard. Shard is a much better word. Yes,
carbon
I have seen
carbon.
Yep.
Whatever. Yeah.
Carbon shards. Spot on. I've seen carbon shards.
Yeah.
Never seen a carbon strand in mine though.
Yeah. So unfortunately, now my tire is filled with carbon shards and glitter, which is a bummer.
I don't think that's a bummer, dude.
Cool, man. We could have a whole part. Like, if your tire does blow up, it'll be like a birthday party.
It'll be like that one time at that epic rides race when you're. Don't
get me started. I just remember like very, very well named cyclists pointing at my bike and laughing. And I just remember thinking,
Jeff Bush.
I can't go out there. No, it was Sophia. She was literally laughing at my bike, and I'm like, "Oh my gosh!"
And the Costa Ricans were pissed at you because you got it.
Yeah,
all
they were
brake
pissed.
rotors.
The next day, he pointed to his bike and said, "Look at all this crap on my bike because of you." He literally had sealant stuck to his bike.
Yeah. So,
like,
anyways,
I'm sorry, buddy.
The whole reason I bring that up is everyone out there, you should only use one type of sealant, and you should throw everything else out. So there's no question. Because I made that mistake because I didn't throw out all the inferior sealant.
Good. I'm glad that we got to that point. Yeah.
It's the most long-winded advertisement I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Don't mix them.
Plug the code.
Also, not very convincing.
Code is Rad
Do we
Dad
have a new
Dizzle
code,
10.
Scott?
Yeah, I think it's a new code.
What is it?
It's Rad Dad Dizzle 10.
No.
No, it's Bonk Bros 15. Bonk Bros 15. So yeah, use this one. It's 15.
Bonk Bros 15?
10. 15.
Okay.
Or you could use DJ 25.
You don't have a 25. You're full of it.
I also have a 50, dude. DJ 50. Just plug in whatever amount of savings you want.
Just put that number. Just put that
DJ
number
hundo.
Yeah.
So Scott, when are you making your gravel debut?
Not anytime soon. I'm chronically fatigued. I gotta take an off season.
Are you done?
No, I'm putting in my contract 2026 for next year. Take a year out.
Oh,
wow. Dude, did Project Echelon just have PTSD from Steamboat, and that's why none of them showed up to nationals?
No, we were literally the entire team was doing other races.
I saw one Echelon guy, but I think he was a Masters guy.
Yeah, there was like a whole club.
You have Masters guys on your team, dude?
No, Project Echelon is a veteran nonprofit.
Yeah.
Oh.
The veterans are also part of the club.
Yeah.
And they ride in the same kit.
Yeah.
Why did I not know that until right now?
I still got to figure out how to get
we support veterans and promote for veterans to pick up cycling and endurance sport after they're done their service.
And we've got a handful of them that are listeners. Yeah. Every time Dizzle shits on Project Echelon, they message us about how pissed they are.
Those probably aren't the people that I want to be pissing off.
Yeah, Dizzle's shitting on a nonprofit.
Former Navy.
Does something good in the world.
Former veterans.
Yeah. And he's shitting on paracyclists who are farmers in Iowa.
No, that guy was wicked awesome. I didn't know. I was giving him kudos. That guy was awesome.
You didn't even know what his category was called.
That doesn't...
Yeah, because I didn't want to say the wrong thing and offend somebody.
You do that all the time.
Maybe you're learning?
Yeah, because yeah, exactly. I'm learning. Some people like deserve to be offended, though. Yeah, like, yeah.
I don't know, dude. That's all the results from gravel nationals.
What?
Maybe I'll start doing gravel. Looks like an easy one to poach.
Yeah, exactly. It is an easy
We've
one.
been telling you that forever, dude.
That's what we told you, Scott.
Yeah. You could come and light us all up.
You guys are always talking about how, high the level is. I'm scared.
Dude, you're so... You could have definitely made the front break, and you're such a good sprinter. You could have won, like, for sure. I think my money would have been on you.
Yeah, imagine if Scott McGill was the gravel national champion, dude.
Never do a gravel race.
If Colby Simmons had won, that's what it would have been like. Like, he drops in for one gravel race, wins, and
no, it would have been better if Scott was, because he's talked so much crap about gravel like this past year, and then if he was the national champion of gravel, that'd be like Mahorich wearing the world champs jersey at Unbound and being like, "This sucks."
Yeah. Is he gonna do the world champs again, or is he just done?
I think after Unbound, he was like, "No, I'm not doing gravel. This is terrible."
Where is world champs this year?
Who? What?
I think it's in Belgium.
When? Where?
Where is it? Yeah,
Belgium.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is it going to be real gravel, or is it going to be European gravel?
It's literally just going to be on the roads that they do road races on, and they're like, "This is a gravel race."
So he'll probably show up then.
Yeah. Scott, you know anything about Belgian gravel?
I don't know why.
Because we're trying to get intel on the world champs course.
It's probably like farm tracks, but there's no stretch of road in Belgium that's longer than like a mile or something.
Don't you mean 1.2 kilometers?
Huh?
So don't you mean 1.2 kilometers?
A mile's actually like 1.6 kilometers.
Whatever.
But it can't be. There can't be like long stretches of actual gravel. I'm sure it's just like.
Yeah, you're probably they're gonna have you on roads or like racing through a farm. Is my guess.
Yeah,
you guys going?
Track, I bet.
Scott, you gonna go?
No, I'm done. Dude, my season's over. I'm not riding for 2 months.
So you don't have any more races?
No. Even if I did, I would have to cancel it. I've never felt so bad in my life than I did last week.
Well, and you're getting married in a month,
I'm
bro.
Getting married.
You got stuff to do.
I know. I've got a long list.
You guys doing a honeymoon?
No, I don't have the.
Why is that? You're like saying it like it's a bad thing. Like,
well,
why would we do that?
You know how expensive weddings are? I'm not gonna be out of money.
Yeah. Are you spending your own money on it?
Yes.
Why?
Where else am I gonna?
You're spending your own money and you can't even have a vegan dinner for me at the wedding.
There's gonna be no vegan food.
Yes, Scott's like the opposite.
Scott texted me and he was like, "You better eat before you show up."
I texted you. I thought that was courteous. I said you should probably have something to eat before you come, or else you're gonna be hungry.
That is thoughtful. That is real thoughtful.
No, that is courteous. Thanks, Scott.
What are you guys doing? Like a pig roast or something?
Yeah.
It's barbecue.
So yeah.
I wish it was. I wanted to do the cooking myself too, but that's just too. That's too much.
So there's probably going to be like at least some beans that Dylan could eat.
It'll have bacon in it.
We got. I think there's beans. Maybe some bread.
Sweet.
You eat shellfish? We got a guy shucking oysters, raw oysters.
Cool.
Don't you have a shellfish tattoo or something? No, it's a squid.
Yeah.
Pretty close to the same.
But yeah, no. If I had another race, I would cancel it 100%.
Okay.
I have deep muscle fatigue.
You sound like such a bitch right now.
Dude,
this is not the Scott I know.
For my life.
Saddle sores?
No. Well, yes, but I've felt those before.
Wait, you have saddle sores and deep muscle fatigue?
Yeah, deep muscle fatigue. You know when you get overtrained and you're like tired, like you have to nap all the time and stuff?
Yeah.
It's not that. It's just like muscle pain.
Do you and Drew have the same thing?
It sounds like it. But
yeah, probably.
But his seems more legit. Mine's
just or something.
I did a half a day of race. He did a whole week's worth of racing. And he,
Yeah, but I felt like that on the first day. And then was just suffering the whole time.
Dang, you're way more of a man than I am.
One, that's true.
Yeah.
Two,
I
went all the way to
dude, have you
the
seen
UK
how hairy
to do a
Scott's
race,
chest
like, I'm not-
is?
I was pretty ticked that I went all the way to freaking Nebraska to not finish a race.
You
As
could've
soon
done
as I
that
got
before.
dropped,
Flying over the
as
Atlantic
soon as
Ocean.
I got dropped, all I could think was like, dang, I could be hanging out with my kids right now, but I'm getting dropped at a bike race. Like, I'm a bum.
I had the same thought. One stage I dropped my chain at the bottom of like a Cat 2 climb. It was like 20K in and the brake hadn't gone yet, so it was still like full gas. And then I was like basically out of the race. And then it was me and one other dude, but there was a group that got dropped before, but I didn't know that. I thought we were like the last riders on the road. And we were like in open traffic, like riding through stoplights and stuff. Because they didn't close the road for like, usually each group will get like a couple cops to close the roads for you. Unlike, you guys wouldn't know.
Sounds like they took a play out of the gravel playbook.
Yeah. They just hadn't.
Book play.
I don't know. And then I was like, oh my, like, I'm like, one, I'm out of the race. Two, how do you even get home now? Like, what?
You didn't download the route on your Garmin before
I have the route, but I don't, if I'm out of the race, I don't want to ride the whole route. I want to quit.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna make the time cut. But then this group caught us, and then we had to ride the whole day, like, just to make the time.
Wait, so there was a group behind you still too?
Yeah, but I didn't know that.
Okay, so there was open roads between groups?
Yeah.
Wow.
Because, like, it was just me and one other guy, so they didn't... We might have had, like, one motorcycle with us, but he couldn't close the roads by himself.
Dude, while we're talking about this, I have to give... Everybody loves to hate on USA Cycling and the UCI and whatever, but, like, here in the US, people love to hate on USA Cycling. I gotta be honest, best run gravel race I've ever seen. They did everything right.
Yeah, like...
I'm just on the gravel, probably because the other ones are so bad.
What's the word?
Dude, they had... they didn't have us put numbers on the front of our bikes. The numbers...
that's good.
You zip-tied the number onto your seat post.
So just like every road race?
Yeah.
The guy did get mad at me. I pinned my number on correctly, and he came up to me because I folded like a little bit of the edges in. He's like, what are you doing? I can't tell if that's a 6 or a 9. And I'm like, yeah, but you wouldn't be able to tell that even if I hadn't folded it. Like a 6 or a 9 is always confusing.
Well,
but
if you folded it, then you didn't pin it on correctly.
That's when you told him, you're like, buddy, my VO2 max is 69.
Yeah. This is like, this number is perfect. Yeah.
Dude, USA Cycling loves bitching at you for like messing up your number.
Yeah.
But every like
the guy was mad, and then he's like, whatever, and then he just walked off, and I was like, whatever.
No, but
I would say like
I didn't care.
More than half of like World Tour races or like pro races on the road, everybody trims their number. They just cut it with scissors.
Yeah.
As long as you don't cut the sponsors off, it's fine. And then you go to like USAC and they give you a number that's like a square yard, and then expect you to like wrap it around your stomach.
That's why I folded it. That's why I folded it. Yeah.
Okay, but beyond the numbers, like they had a person at every intersection. Like they had basically like a rolling enclosure for the race. The moto was giving us time splits like every 30 seconds. I'm like, bro, you just gave us a time split and it's the same last time split. Why are you giving us another one?
They were also trying their best to enforce the yellow line rule on the gravel roads, which I thought was a little humorous.
How do you do that?
I know.
There's no
That's
yellow.
the point.
That's
why it's
football,
kind
where
of
like
funny.
on the TV you can see where the
oh yeah,
where the lines are, but on the actual field you can't.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. No, they would just have a moto like speed up to in front of the group, and then he would basically just slow down to where everybody had to go to the right side of the road because he was like riding on the left side of the road.
Wow. So they're enforcing it and putting themselves in danger.
Yeah, I guess. But I feel like, I mean, they were trying, I guess.
No,
but...
I know. I mean that seriously, like that. I mean, that's kind of legit.
So do they do like a rolling enclosure for this where they're pulling cars over?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But then it's yellow line roll.
Yeah.
I only saw him do that for like the first maybe 10 miles, but then because then after that,
And you
I
got
guess
dropped.
yeah, exactly, yeah,
Dude,
that's
also,
true. Yeah.
also when I got dropped, we like merged with the 50-mile course, and some guy, like, I don't know, doing the Masters whatever race was like catching us, embarrassingly enough. But he was catching us, and a moto came up to us and he's like, there's a rider from the blue course coming up on you. Do not work with him. You're not allowed to work with him. It's like, oh, wow.
Is he allowed to draft you?
He's not allowed to draft us, and we're not allowed to draft him.
So, like, it's like a triathlon then.
Well, we can draft each other, but we can't draft with other categories.
I was so far dropped that the guy was like, "You can ride in this group if you want, just don't do any work." And I was like, "Nah." I just pulled over and like let every group that caught me just ride right past me.
So when you rage quit this race?
Rage quit? What do you mean rage quit?
Dude, he did rage quit. He rolled into the feed zone and he was...
No, I just rolled into the feed zone. I was like, "Hey, can I just ride home with you instead of..." Because I had a person there. It was Chase's wife, Abigail. She was feeding me, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just going to go back with you to the finish." And she's like, "Oh, okay, cool."
That's what I was going to ask.
Dude, you know what I would have done if I was her?
Said, "No, get back on your bike,
Yeah.
you pansy."
I would have just hopped in the car and been like, see ya.
Yeah, but you and her are very different. She's way cooler and nicer than you are.
Wow.
Or like, have you put your bike in the car and then just leave?
Take your bike, but I was riding so slow through the feed zone because I was looking for her. I think like 10 people were like, "Yo, Dizzle, you okay?" I'm like, "I'm fine. Just having a sucky day." Like, there's literally nothing wrong. There's literally nothing wrong with me. So then it was like, I don't know what to say.
What did you tell your kids when you got home?
Oh,
lied straight to them. Andy literally asked me this morning, "How's the bike race?" I said, "It was good. It was a good bike race. All right, let's go play." And then we went and played. I mean, it was still a good weekend of bike racing. I got to hang out with Dylan. Me and Dylan were roommates for a couple of days.
I'm not saying I had a lot of respect for you before, but the amount of respect that I had definitely dropped after you quit.
Good thing I'm not living for your respect. I literally don't care. Yep. I'm a Christian, so like I don't care what anybody thinks about me. The Bible literally says that Jesus says, if people hated me, they're gonna hate you too. If you say you follow me. So bring it on.
Bring it on. So Drew, you gonna get some redemption this weekend?
Yeah. I think maybe I was... Part of me thinks... I've got a couple theories, but one of the theories is maybe I was overtrained because after Gravel Worlds, I like didn't recover a lot. I just like went straight into training after Gravel Worlds. So I think... And then I didn't do any kind of a rest week from Gravel Worlds all the way to Gravel Nats. But this week is a rest week. So I'm hoping that was just the cherry on top for a really solid training block, and Schwamigan will be really
good. You didn't even finish. It wasn't even a good training.
But my normalized for the first 2.5 hours was pretty good.
What was
the race this weekend is
360?
2.5 hours.
All right, let's hear the number that it was for the first 2 hours.
I think it was 320, which is like pretty freaking hard for 2.5 hours.
Scott's like, you quit after 2 hours at 320?
Yeah, but I also had really good power numbers from the race, but I still felt...
So what were your power numbers?
Better than that.
I don't know.
I mean, like, what do you... I don't know.
325.
Like,
325.
Like, I probably normalized 320 for, I don't know, the stage. Same. Except for longer.
Yeah.
Like the day to get in the breakaway, I did like 475 for 5 minutes, 375 for 20 minutes. So that's good.
That is good.
But I was still felt fucking hard. Like, when you're going hard and it feels like a good pain.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was not. It was the opposite of that. It was like, this is a terrible sensation.
All right.
I'll get that sometimes when I'm coming out of like a rest week. We're like,
yeah, so that's what I thought it was on the first stage because I felt terrible in training like 2 weeks out. So I rested like as much as I could into the race. And I was like, all right, I just need to open up. And then I felt terrible the first stage and then just got worse.
Sucks, man.
Yeah, I mean,
well, I mean, Echelon was posting so much about you that I thought you were on a tear. I was like, dude, like Scott's. I was like, Scott's tearing it up in Europe. Like, dang, he might get picked up by a world tour team.
Well, yeah, but I only got in the breakaway because I waited for them to block the road and then attacked up in the gravel.
Nice.
See, you're a gravel racer, bro.
Yeah, dude, I was in between the spectator on gravel and the riders blocking the road.
That's awesome.
Screaming at me.
That's pretty cool.
Sick. All right, we should probably talk about Schwamigan, huh? This is the pre-Schwamigan episode.
Well, yeah, it would have been more relevant if we had one or two more people that were actually doing Schwamigan this weekend on, but
are you doing it, Adam?
They decided to ditch us. Yeah, I guess I am doing it. So we have 3 people on that are doing
it. Scott, you should come up.
Just check out, and then you guys talk about it.
Scott, how much would I have to pay you to come do Schwamigan?
Well, I need a bike.
Everything will be taken care of. How much money?
How many days would I be away from home?
You can fly up on Friday and leave on Sunday.
3.
I don't know, probably $1,000 I'd go. If you
that's it.
If it was $1,000 like profit just to go do it, like yeah, that seems worth it.
All right, I feel like the 4 of us can each throw in $250 for Scott to come.
No, he's gonna beat. He would beat me. I'm not gonna pay for him to come and beat
I was gonna say we'll pay for it, but we get your prize money.
There's not prize money at this race.
Is there prize money?
Yeah, there is. There's actually
it's
pretty
actually
decent.
A lot of prize money if you win the race. How much is it? Like
I think it might be like 7 or 10,000 if you win.
No, it's kind of a lot. I would still probably do it, but you'd have to pay all my expenses too. I'm not. That's $1,000 like in my pocket.
Do you have a mountain bike?
I have like a what do they call it? Down country.
Oh no, dude.
Not the type of mountain bike you want for this race.
No, it's like heavy and like 120 mils.
You can ride my gravel bike.
Is that fast?
No, you can ride his mountain bike because you have a better chance of winning. He'll ride his gravel bike.
Yeah. You can have my mountain bike.
Dude, even like walking up the stairs.
I'm driving, dude. I'll just bring one of my spare mountain bikes.
Yeah, you've got like 3, Adam. Just bring another one of those.
That's why, yeah, Scott, you were talking about how in the box you were. I figured you'd say like 10 grand just to make it like absurd. But $1,000, you're like dangling that in front of us.
That's $333 a day. That's like just to go somewhere. I don't even have to do anything like that. I don't want to do.
You do have to finish a 40-mile mountain bike race.
Okay, I can finish 40 miles.
No, you have to actually race it. He would actually race it, right?
I don't have like a chronic illness or something.
That's true. It sucks that it's the shortest one. How much would we have to pay you to do Unbound?
$1,200.
I don't know. Yeah, somewhere around there.
You had an extra 160 miles.
That's almost it's almost $1 a mile.
It's not that horrible.
All you do is talk about how horrible Unbound is.
Yeah, okay, compared to like road racing, which I actually like, but if you compare it to doing something that I don't like
what?
To earn money,
like chopping wood. Did you factor chopping wood into this whole equation?
Yeah, could you
I
make
probably
more money?
chop a lot more wood. No, I haven't done the chopping wood conversion yet.
Okay,
but...
do the maths and get back to us.
Okay, I just also know that this isn't like a reality, so it's not an actual.
$1,000 could be a reality.
$1,000 is like we would only have to each chip in $250.
All right, you got to pay for my bike, my flights, my food.
We're not buying you a new bike, dude. We're just gonna get you a bike to use.
All right, well, there's costs associated with that. I don't know. You got to like buy another tire for it or something?
No, what you think we care about the tires you're gonna run, bro? We're gonna give you Bontraegers.
That's like cool. What's the relevance of that?
Now that we're on like Schwamigan and this weekend, I know that I think Adams sent this text in the group text multiple times, like, "Hey, we should do something," but I don't think we've actually put anything on the calendar of like we're going to do something at Schwamigan. We're just going to walk around. I got stickers. We can just walk around and hand out stickers to people.
I mean, sure, we could do that. I was thinking more like trying to like we should create some content while we're there.
Oh, not with the public. We don't want to hang out with people.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, we're not going to hang out with
I do think it'd be dope to go. We should go watch the amateur start race.
Oh yeah, that's what you said. Yep.
That's Saturday morning.
I have to meditate during that time.
That's fine. We didn't.
Wait, is the race Saturday or Sunday?
We race Saturday afternoon.
Really?
Yeah.
The afternoon.
It's like 12:30.
Yeah. So the way it works is the amateur race goes off at I think 10 a.m. They do their 40-mile race, and then we go off at 1 p.m. or 1:30 p.m. something like that, and then we do the same course. We finish where all the amateurs are done and drinking beer and stuff like that already.
Nice. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Dude, if we don't start till 1, I mean, we started at 6:30 this weekend, and Dylan pooped 3 times. Dude, you can poop like 15 times before 1 p.m. That's going to be... Dang.
He's going to be so light, dude.
You're going to be so...
Dylan, what do you eat when you go no fiber?
He doesn't. He still eats fiber.
I don't.
You don't do no fiber?
No.
Do you even care?
That's what Chase said. It's like, dude, you need to not eat so much fiber.
All I eat is fiber. So how would I do no fiber? Like just eat white rice?
Yeah.
White rice, white bread.
Rice Krispies.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why? You don't care about performance?
What's the reason for going no fiber so you can be lighter?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, and fiber's harder to digest, so it's just sitting in your stomach.
Yeah, but my digestive system is like it's been tuned to fiber.
Yeah, so
you can lose like 500 grams if you go 2 days with no fiber.
Yeah, but then
sounds like Dylan lost more than 500 grams the morning of.
Yeah, I probably lost 1,000 grams.
Yeah, but he started with 2,000 of extra weight.
No,
dude. Like I
should look into this. Maybe you should do a maybe you should do a video on fiber.
Juice only for 2 days before.
You do no fiber, and then you just do a shot of olive oil when you wake up. Lube you up.
A shot of olive oil.
Then you can feel shit.
You know what Chase does? He wakes up at 3 a.m. and then he eats frosted flakes with
he wakes
no
up
milk.
3 hours before.
I'm talking about this weekend. He wakes up at 3 a.m., eats frosted flakes with no milk, and then goes back to bed.
Yeah, why wouldn't you do that?
No, dude. All right. Okay, say you eat like right before you go to bed.
Uh-huh.
How many calories are you really burning while you're sleeping?
So you're saying don't eat breakfast?
No, I'm saying eat breakfast, but the timing of it, I don't think... I would rather sleep in more than have the timing like dial.
So what would you do if you had a 6 a.m. race? I know you've never done that before, but...
I'd probably get up at like, I don't know, 4.
That's what we did.
That way I have time to like wake up a little bit.
Take 3 dumps.
Yeah.
Yeah. Drink a cup of coffee, take a shit.
Yeah, so that seems reasonable.
Yeah. I don't think you have to like... And then it's also... The race is so long that you... Like if it's a crit or something... Like are you going to eat the same time you do before a crit that you do a gravel race?
I think that's what people try to control.
Just start full.
Okay. What if the race starts really hard though?
Sounds like a crit.
Well, if you're going to get dropped because you're a little full at the start, then you're probably not going to do so hot anyway.
Well,
dude,
I feel like that could potentially screw you up for the whole day, man. Like you could be full and then you start going really hard and then your stomach is screwed up for the rest of the race and then you end up getting dropped because you can't even eat food because your stomach. It's all messed up.
Maybe if it starts like up a climb, but do any of these start up climbs?
Just beat over Kelly.
So no. Oh, although Schwamigan though, man, the start at Schwamigan is like probably the hardest thing in American bike racing.
I agree.
Somebody was telling me that.
It's absurd.
Yeah.
Like you go from a cold start to like 500 watts for 2 minutes.
What do you mean cold?
Can't you warm up?
It's a start, like literally off the start line.
Yeah, but it's pretty warm.
Okay, it's warm, but I'm saying
meaning like you're not rolling into a
15 minutes
climb.
before.
Yeah,
but like
you're not rolling into a climb.
You get zero chance to warm up, and then you do 500, and it's not like a whole shot start. Like it's like as hard as possible for a long time to make the first split because you're like riding through.
Why do they even go so hard? There's no
I don't know.
Single track to get to first. There's like
it's because it's like up a grass hill, and everyone thinks you have to get to the top of the grass hill first for some reason.
Does it kind of like ease up a little bit after that?
No.
It probably doesn't ease up for like 30 minutes.
I can't sag the first climb.
Okay, so
dude, if you sag,
don't sag the first climb.
If you even
note to self,
think about sagging, like if sagging even crosses your mind, you're shot off the back.
I can't sag at all.
No,
I'm screwed.
Zero.
I only survive off
just
off
like your pastor
climbs.
said, no sagging your pants.
Okay.
Yeah, it's absurd.
So, yeah, I don't think I'm
gonna do sweating now. Look at him. Look at him.
Drew,
Iceman was like that. It was just hard the whole time. I think I need like recovery.
The start at Iceman is way easier.
I need recovery. I know. I'm not talking about the start. I just mean the race as a whole. It was like there was no.
Oh yeah.
It never let up. It was just hard the whole time.
I mean, that's also kind of how Schwamigan is.
Yeah, I mean it's only 2 hours. Like you can go
place
really
did
hard.
Kerry Warner get last year? Just want to try to beat whatever
7th place.
Dude, he was on like a 40-pound.
Got to try to beat him, and got to try to beat Dillman.
He's not even racing.
Yeah, Kerry's not going.
Yeah, I know, but I beat his previous result.
Oh my god!
Why? What does that prove?
Yeah, what?
It proves that I'm faster. What do you mean? What does it prove?
Yeah, but what did that get Kerry? He's not even a pro anymore. True. So like clearly that result last year sucked.
Yeah.
Why don't you try to beat Tobin?
Rights. Yeah, but try and beat Tobin. Then maybe you could be Keegan's teammate.
Yeah, yeah. Dylan, just run him off the side of the course like you did last year.
Dude, yeah, last year Tobin literally hit the deck right in front of me. So me and Ryan Standish like had to dab a foot and stop for maybe, I don't know, probably cost us 5 seconds. And we missed this first split because of that. Like there was no chance after that. If you stop for 5 seconds, your race is over on the start line.
So don't crash on the start line.
No.
Don't pull a McTubbin. Got it.
Yeah.
Dylan, are you running road shoes and road cleats?
No.
Road shoes.
You need to clip in really fast.
Why would you run road? I mean, think of it as like a 2-hour-long cyclocross race.
You never have to unclip, then why not?
Because you have to clip in really fast, bro. That's the only reason. It's because you have to clip in really fast at the start.
I'm not going to start on the front row. I could clip into my
dude, really you have the wrong mindset right
Your race is over then.
Your race is
I could
so
clip into my
Your
road pedal really
like,
fast. What are you talking about?
It doesn't matter what row you're in. You have to clip in as fast as you possibly can at the start.
Okay. Are you going to wear road?
Like expertise in cyclocross? You should know this stuff. Do you run road pedals in cyclocross?
Didn't you win a cyclocross race on road pedals?
No, I've never won a cyclocross race before.
I was going to say.
Well, you smoked me on road pedals, and you had to.
No, I was using road shoes with an adapter to run mountain bike pedals.
Is that what you're doing, Dylan? You're going to run road shoes with an adapter?
Yeah, with Crank Brothers.
Oh God!
Yeah,
what is wrong with you? Were you an idiot?
Wait.
Did you get hit on the head recently or something?
Scott, this is the most worked up I've ever seen you get for something.
Because they're a horrible product. I didn't even know that was still a company.
Why do you hate Crank Brothers? Wait, hold on. We need to unpack this. Why do you hate Crank Brothers?
They're terrible. They're hard to clip into. They don't last very long. Like, you know how many when I ran them, it was like not even 2 months that I was using them, and the whole pedal came off the spindle
Yeah.
when I was riding. And the pedal was stuck to my shoe, and then there was just a spindle sticking out of the crank.
Yeah.
And then I switched to Shimano, and I'm like, oh, wow, this is so much better.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
The Crank Brothers are like 100 grams lighter. That's the only reason anyone thinks they're better.
I don't care. I would take pedals that are like a kilo heavier than use Crank Brothers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why are
but
you
this is how I get away with eating fiber before a race. I run Crank Brothers.
Why are you using those pedals?
Because they're light.
Is that really the only reason? You're the one that doesn't care about weight.
I care about weight the least out of the 4 marginal gains, but I still care about weight.
Is clipping in fast one of the marginal gains?
I think you can clip in fast to Crank Brothers.
Is the pedal coming off the spindle one of the marginal gains?
I've run Crank Brothers pedals for like over 10 years now, and I've never had a pedal come off my spindle. But I don't use them for training. I only use them for racing.
You're done. You're done. You use Shimano for training?
If I'm mountain biking, I'll use Shimano mountain bike pedals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about road pedals? Shimano?
Shimano road pedals.
Yeah.
Is there a road pedal that you hate?
No, but I haven't used anything.
How do you feel about speed play?
I think they're fine, but
Okay.
I think Shimano's a little better.
Drew, you
Depends on
can
your
actually
performance.
clip into speed plays really quick, so maybe you should just put those on your bike.
Scott,
Yeah, but
how
if
do you
you
feel
get
about
a second
SRAM?
dust in them, you're
Bro, I'm
screwed.
sponsored by Look, so I'm gonna run the Look mountain bike.
I was gonna say
pedals.
the only ones that I think are bad are looks.
Well,
Dude, they
shut
are
up.
bad. Remember
Shut
when your carbon plate fell out at Arizona?
I know, yeah. Those you should only run for road racing, and you live and you learn. And I got standard road pedals now, and no issues. And I got their mountain bike. Their what is it? The X track. Yep.
I feel like I'm going to be honest. I feel like Look and Time are the same company.
Well, they're not.
No.
2 separate companies. Look sponsors me. Time doesn't. So that's the difference.
Time is SRAM, right?
What?
Time
Correct.
is SRAM.
Time is SRAM now?
Yep.
Yeah, so they're probably
Yeah.
bad.
Wow. Scott, how do you feel about SRAM drivetrains? Are you like a Shimano forever kind of guy?
Shimano is an engineering company that makes bike parts, and SRAM is a marketing company that makes bike parts.
Dang.
Why does
that
Shimano's
sounds
mountain
pretty
bike,
good. That actually like seems.
Why
pretty
are
accurate.
Shimano's mountain bike parts so terrible though?
I have no experience with the mountain bike. All I know is that the road parts are flawless.
How would you describe Campy?
Never used it.
Yeah, but like what kind of company is it? Is it like an Italian company that
makes bike
decided to
parts?
make?
Are they Italian? Yeah, sure.
Obviously.
Italian.
No, but like what? Like
Fact,
you said
in my
that
opinion.
SRAM's a marketing company. Like Campy's like what?
Like a fashion company?
A fashion?
Yeah, I was about to
company?
say. I feel like the people who make Campy are. What do you call those people that work on shoes? Boilers or?
I don't think it's boilers.
Yeah, what's the? There's a word for people who repair shoes.
I feel like if you run
it's called a
Campy,
boiler.
you're also the kind of person that probably has like
Like you just want to
Rafa
have something
on.
different than
and-
everybody else.
What?
You just want to have something that's different than everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, or you're just like really,
Probably a dentist.
Look
Well-
at the World Tour teams who run what group sets they run. How many were on SRAM? Like 3 or 4?
Mhm.
The rest are on Shimano.
All right. Yeah, but if you ask the same about the mountain bike scene, it's like the exact opposite.
I don't know. I don't have any experience.
I'm just telling you
Okay,
the fact.
good to know.
I don't have any experience with roads.
Why are they so
I'm taking
bad?
your
Why
word
are
for
they
it.
so bad?
Because they
A
still have
cobbler.
wires, dude. They still have
A shoe repair person is a cobbler. So Campy
Who
is like a
cares?
bunch of cobblers that make bike parts. Because a cobbler is like they're surrounded by like old vintage shoes, and I for some reason campy reminds me of like old vintage shoes.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I mean, it's like an old leather. I don't know. Just seems like
I think you have a lag.
Just seems like a cobbler kind of thing.
All right. Well, before we get off, we should do a few listener questions because I got like 1,000. Forrest says that I just got my VO2 max results back and it's 73.3. Nice. Should I expect to be a 17th place at the high point of gravel cycling career like Dillman? I could accept my fate and join the retirees in gravel racing, or I could keep persevering and try to race some real cycling events. What are your thoughts? And then they say, P.S. at least my VO2 max is above 70.
Yeah, quit your day job.
I like how his PS was the point he already made. He's like, hey, my VO2 max is 73. PS, it's above 70.
Quit your day job and become a full-time cyclist. You'll never regret it.
Also, what was my VO2 max, Dizzle? Like 75? Yeah, dude, you're not going to be 17th. You're
probably
gonna be like
18th.
20. Yeah. Sorry, Forrest with a tree.
With a tree. Jake Vigesa says, I have an Orbea Terra, which 70s or 47s fit with some room to spare.
Orbea makes a gravel bike?
Yeah, it's called the Terra.
Dang.
I have confirmed 2.2s do not fit, but looking to maybe squeeze a 2.0 on. Schwalbe G1 RS seems like the best / only option to fill that space. Any other suggestions, or should I just stick with Pathfinder 47s?
I think that bike needs to go in the trash. Get a different bike, bro.
Along with Rusty's bike, because that couldn't fit 2.2s either.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but he made them because he just kept shaving off rubber until they did fit, basically.
Yeah, you could do that. You could get yourself 2.2 and keep shaving.
Just keep shaving it until it fits.
Yeah, or you could shave both ends, the tire and the fork. Just like keep following a little bit, keep shaving a little bit.
Get yourself a Dremel.
You see like straight through it, you can see through, a hole through it, and you're probably fine.
Yeah. Dude, you know what? Actually, I don't know why I didn't think about this when you were at the beginning of the podcast, when you were freaking out about how like you're wasting a tire if you're cutting the knobs. Remember that? It was only an hour ago.
I remember that, buddy. Thanks for reminding me. Oh yeah.
Okay, so
you remember that time? Yeah.
Okay, so this might be a little harder to remember, but a couple months ago you were talking about drilling your frame.
Yeah,
how is drilling your frame not?
That's also because I got a free Dremel, so I feel like I got to use this thing.
Dude. Use it on your tires, bro.
Have you ever heard of the sunk cost fallacy? Is that an example of this?
It is.
What is it?
Dude.
Like
sunk cost?
If you like spend money on something, it's like then I don't know how to explain it in this situation.
It's like I don't actually know what the sunk cost fallacy is, but it's basically Dizzle. It's like if you think you need to use something that you spent money on, but in reality, just live your life. Quit.
Yeah, like I got this Dremel for free, so I might as well ruin this bike. But in reality, you just ruined a bike that cost more than a Dremel.
Right. Also, perfect example of a sunk cost fallacy is like this sponsor gave me a tire that costs $100, so I better not ruin it. So now I'm going to lose the bike race.
Yeah,
or like that I would have gotten 10 grand if I won.
If you bought a tire, but then another tire that you got for free was faster, you would use the one that you paid for because you already sunk money into it.
Right.
Even if it's not the best option.
Yeah, that's it right there.
I'm glad the sunk cost fallacy.
Yeah,
definitely gets me. Yep, I'm prone to the sunk cost fallacy.
Dude, I'm not prone to the sunk cost fallacy at all.
You guys nailed it on the head.
I'm like, I've got freaking $3 grand worth of tires that I haven't used in my shed.
Is there a remedy to it? How do I overcome this disease?
What is the best thing for me to do in the future, not counting that I already spent money and time on this thing?
So
you just need to forget that you spent money on something. If you spent money on something, just forget about it.
So so in simple terms, just always make the right decision.
Yeah, and don't think that you let that you spent money on it affect your decision.
Dude,
so basically what we're trying to tell Jake here is he should throw his bike in the trash and get a new
exactly,
bike.
dude, he's succumbing to the sunk cost fallacy. He bought some crappy Orbea, and now he's like, I gotta run the Orbea because I bought it. Who cares if you bought it, bro? Buy a new one.
True.
You could sell it and buy a new one.
You could sell it and buy 2 states with code Dizzle2024.
Also,
no, dude, you can't fit 2. No, dude, you got to get the Envy Mog. So
you can fit 2.2s in the state.
Yeah, but you had to
Trek?
With clearance?
No.
Didn't you ride a Trek?
Me?
He's on state, dude. Remember?
I thought you sent a photo of a Trek.
That was Rusty's bike.
I know.
You can't see anything.
I know, it's all blurry in here. Why can't you guys see that?
What is that, dude?
Why does it look so white? It doesn't look so white in mine.
I don't know, man. It's not working.
Whatever, dude. We can't see what you're trying to show us.
It sounds.
What about that?
Oh, there we go.
That's
dude, the hairs are touching.
The hairs aren't even touching, dude.
They are.
Barely. And I didn't trim the.
That fits.
Yeah, I know. It's not even squeezing it in. I mean, it's in. Fully in.
What's the front look like?
That's the
front is a little closer.
For the beginning.
Ooh.
Yeah, but they just dropped a new fork that has the reversible dropouts. It should be on my front porch today. And if you get that and get the reversible dropout, it'll make the clearance way better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, clip the part where Dizzle was like, that's not even in, that's fully in. And then just people can imagine what we talked about later.
A few weeks ago, we were talking about clearance, and we were talking about how like manufacturers have to state what the clearance is based on a certain like specification or like an industry standard.
There has to be a minimum gap between the frame.
There has to be a minimum gap for them to be able to claim what the actual clearance is.
Yeah.
And I mentioned, I was like, well, clearly like you can fit whatever you want in there. But I didn't want to start like talking about like the fact that my Envy fits 2.2s with plenty of clearance, because technically like it doesn't meet that standard. Yeah. So I like reached out to Envy to see, hey, like, can I even talk about this? Like, or am I going to get in trouble for telling people that it fits? Well, then Envy like totally ripped off your post that you posted about, like they posted the exact same thing about I think it was about Alexi's bike.
It was literally the day after. And also the photos look the same. Mine was a side shot of my bike, and then they posted a side shot of Alexi's bike, and I said something like, I was just talking about how times are changing, tires are getting wider, and then they basically also ripped off my caption.
Yeah, which is fine. So all that to say, we can basically tell people whatever we want, I think. Like, if it fits, it fits. If the state fits the 2.2 and it's not rubbing, dude.
Dude.
And we're going to tell
is state going to sue me? No. I'm helping them sell bikes.
So now that Keegan tried stuff in 2.4s in his, I want to try that on mine and see if it'll fit, because I think it will.
The stated clearance of the state, that's confusing, is a 50. It says on their website that it fits a 50.
Yeah, but like a 27.5 50, right?
No. It says 55 for a 27.5.
Okay.
All right, well, let's see. Should we do that one? Vin Racing. Do you think Chase will ever have Drew or Dylan on the show again after Gravel Nationals?
Huh? Is he trying to insinuate that this is Chase's show now?
I'm telling you, we're replacing Dizzle with Chase.
That was funny. That was a direct shot fired at me. I thought it was hilarious. And I thought it was hilarious. For those that aren't in our group text, as soon as we ended the podcast, 2 weeks ago when Chase Work was on, Scott said, I like Chase. Can we replace Drew with him? I like Chase too. You guys should replace me with him. You'll get way less listeners, but yep.
Wow.
Maybe way less hate mail as well.
Honestly, there were more people at the bike race coming up and saying hi to Chase than there were to Drew.
Yeah, he is very popular in Nebraska.
Yep.
He's not even from there.
I know.
All right, wrap her up.
All right.
Well, Mitch the farmer loves
Mini-
the
Can we
long
talk about
episodes.
why you're bred for some reason?
Oh yeah, meme? I don't know. I didn't get that either.
Yeah,
The
I didn't
Wonder
get that
Bread?
either.
Is that just mean like the whitest of white? Like, are people just calling me?
But
like,
you're also not white.
Are you the breadwinner?
probably the
Are you like
darkest
the
out of
only
all of us.
legit one out of all of
What
us?
is
You're the breadwinner.
He's the only one with like an actual like job outside of.
or am I just
Yeah.
like is Wonder
have
Bread like the
skills that
basic
aren't
of bread?
like-
Like, I'm just the basic bonk bro?
I took it as you're the breadwinner. Like you're the only one that's legit.
All right, I'll
Like
take
if
that.
cycling wasn't a thing, he would actually like still have a house and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like he's the only one with like a real job.
Like a
He's
skill.
a breadwinner.
I think Tyler's got a real job.
Yeah, but he's not here right now.
And Tyler has he's the other guy, and that fits him better. What was
I
Tyler?
can't get it to freaking
What does
load.
Tyler
What's
even
going on
do?
here?
Tyler's just the nerd. Isn't he just a nerd? And
I-
Scott's Napoleon.
Yeah, I think
Dynamite.
Tyler does
That's-
something with
No, I'm just saying, like, what is
data analytics or something.
Okay.
I can't get it to pull up.
Why am I Malcolm in the middle?
And who's Drew's guy?
That's Joel Osteen, but Joel Osteen's a freaking
Oh yeah,
nuthead.
that is Joel Osteen.
Yeah, Joel
Oh, is that the guy
Osteen,
who, like
dude,
they found like 600 grand
Yeah.
in cash in the bathroom.
hidden in the bathroom. Yeah, that guy preaches heresy. He's not even a Christian, dude. That's an insult that you would compare me to that bum.
Dude, yeah.
If you listen to Joel Osteen
Yo,
and you want your
Scott,
best life
Scott-
now,
Scott's is the most accurate
Did
by
Scott
far.
see this?
Scott's the most
That's
accurate
great.
by far.
Did you even see these, Scott?
that's not
Scott
what
is
I look like.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I don't even look like that. Ugh,
Oh,
that
that's
guy's
hilarious.
an idiot.
Anyways, that same guy wants to know if you'd ever move to Colorado so that you can get
Me?
better acclimation.
Yeah, I do want to move to Colorado.
Mm.
Hook me up, bro.
All right, Mini Chato, hook him up. All right, we'll do one more because Stephen Blake says we should close the show with this lighthearted question, rapid fire question. Crit beef is stale.
Yeah, what has happened with crib beef recently? Nothing.
I think
None
they
of-
deleted the account.
There was an
Account?
account? I thought we were
I
just
thought
talking
Crit-
about
Are
like
you talking about the account, or are you talking?
No, I'm talking about
the-
crit beef, dude. Like, just the aura. It's like the spirit of gravel, you know? Just the aura.
Is there no beef?
When's the last time crit racers
haven't heard-
beefed about anything?
I haven't
dude,
heard
remember when-
anything about crit racing.
Remember when
Yeah, I
like
guess
Justin
so.
Williams and who was it? Who else was it that who got in the fight again?
Hernandez?
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
Hernandez.
Yeah.
That was balling. That was like cycling peak.
Gravel beef is also stale. When's the last time gravel racers
It
beefed?
says he calls it bland.
Gravel beef is
Well,
bland? I mean,
I mean-
recently.
Yeah, just go to Payson's Instagram, and that's where all the beef is. Dude complains about everything.
How about some cycling podcast beef? Ooh,
Oh, yeah, let's beef.
I think Drew just tried to stir up some
which
podcast beef.
podcast should we beef with? We did have
I
a
mean-
beef with Nero show for a minute. I think
Yeah,
that
but
that
like-
ended.
Why would we beef with other podcasts that suck? Like why would we even waste our time to beef with the Narrow Show or Payson's Mustache podcast? Like,
what about
they're
Lance
so far
Armstrong's
beneath
podcast?
us that like we're not
Yeah,
gonna beef with them.
dude,
We need to
let's beef
beef with like the Ford or the Move with Lance.
Let's beef
we need
with-
to beef with him.
Yeah, beef with the move.
yeah.
hear
Let's
it.
beef with the Move.
What do you have to say, Drew? You're the one.
I've
that's
actually
gonna
never
beef.
listened to it. Never once listened to it.
Well,
I bet they're making way more money than us because I hear they do all kinds of like
no,
ad
that's
reads.
not gonna start a beef, bro.
We
You
need
say
to-
something
I
inflammatory.
know I'm not trying to beef them. I'm saying we need to connect with them so
You
that
know
we
what
can
I
learn-
kind of want to
we
see
can
is
learn
like
from them.
you know how other podcasts and other sports they end up having these like sports tournament showdowns between the podcasts where they're like doing cool shit. Most time it's like funny stuff where they're
Never
doing
heard
like
of
trick shots like in basketball hoops or whatever. We should have something like that with a podcast.
With
Or we
another
all do-
podcast.
Yeah. Like if we were doing like if we had true beef with Lance's podcast, like one, we're way faster on bikes. One, I'm way better at Lance at golf for sure. What
is
else?
true.
Like
You
what
should
else
do
do we
golf.
figure out that we're better at? I'm sure
A
we're
golf
better at, like,
off. That's
do a,
that's what
Archery golf tournament.
yeah, and we'll give them strokes. We'll give them time up the climbs, dude. We'll give them points in the archery competition, man, dude.
Are they allowed to? Are they allowed to dope for this or no?
Hell yeah, they can dope. They can do whatever they want. We don't need to though.
We're not gonna hire USADA to like check us for this podcast.
The last question is: given the Bonk Bros are the fastest podcast, who is your biggest competition?
Oh, are we the fastest podcast? I think we are collectively.
Is anybody ahead of? Do any of the people ahead of Dylan in the Lifetime GP?
Oh, dude, Payson.
I mean, yeah, you just talked about Payson. Scott's out. Scott says, leave me out of this conversation.
I think Payson is the fastest podcast.
Yeah, but like, if you do, I mean, but he's so lame that you've got to like, you got to like detract some time from his, like how much time is worth if you're, I'm just kidding. He's probably going to hate me now. Hopefully Payson like understands my sense of humor. He probably doesn't. I'm probably gonna
your sense of humor is
I'm probably gonna end up on his Instagram page next week about something. He's gonna be pissed.
Yeah, that's true. We are the fastest podcast other than Payson. Second place.
Yeah. If you take out all the guys that are faster than us, then yeah, we are the fastest podcast.
Yeah. And 7 times Tour de France.
Yeah, that doesn't count.
Don't count.
Yeah. No. If you take out all the Americans from this weekend's race, I would have won.
True. Fact. Yeah. All right. Let's shut this down. Apparently Scott already left.
Yeah. He's got wedding.
All right, Drew, we'll see you this weekend.
Oh, wait, but I did have a theory an idea. Mitch was like, man, I wish they were longer. And I was like, we should do after hours with Dizzle. So so like after an hour and a half, I just take over the show and it'll just go for another hour and I'm in charge. We call it after
Are we
hours.
Still on or is it just you?
I mean, if you have time, stay on. And if not, you get off. Like Adam, you always have a work call or something at 10:30.
Yeah.
Do you not have a work call today?
It got pushed to 10.
Nice. So you could stay on for 20 minutes of after hours with Dizzle.
Yeah. Although, dude, once we get that Bike Tires Direct sponsor, this could be the real job.
Yeah, dude.
Be rolling in.
Yeah. So that's another. If you've made it this long, you need to keep using the fake coupon code at Bike Tires Direct so that we actually
listening to the podcast.
Dude, our drop off rate is actually pretty solid.
How many people listen every week?
I don't know. Between the YouTube and the podcast, 10 to 12,000.
So out of those, let's say it's 10,000. Out of those 10,000 people,
no, let's say it's 15.
Well, 10,000 is an easier number to do.
I've already been saying 15 to everybody.
Okay, how many of those people do you think are listening right now?
14,900.
Probably 7,500.
Well, zero right now because this is on Tuesday and it hasn't come out yet. But when it comes out,
oh my gosh, being way too technical, bro.
You asked, you said right now.
All right.
Well, it's not 0. It's 4 of us at least.
All right. When I post this week's episode teaser on Instagram on Thursday, if you're listening right now, you have to comment with 1 hour, 27 minutes, and 47 seconds.
To let us know.
That you're still listening.
And then however many comments
are
on that.
If you are still listening, then Dizzle's happy hour might be a reality.
No, dude, they need a comment with something funnier than that.
If we get 1,000 comments that say, what was it? 127.
Right, no. Forget that. Yeah, it's gotta be something
funnier than that.
Like 3 dumps.
No, you have to
3 dumps for the win.
Okay, this is what you do. You just tag Scott over and over and over and over and over. Just tag Scott.
That would be awesome.
Scott left, so he doesn't even know.
Yeah, he won't even know this. If he gets tagged 1,000 times,
if you're
he'll be pissed. He'll be like, "Oh my gosh, all these stupid people on Instagram tagged me."
If you are still listening to this podcast,
that would be a true
fan of this podcast. What you will do is you will go to Instagram. And you will go to the Bonk Bros Instagram page and you'll
tag
follow the Bonk Bros Instagram page if you don't already. And then you'll go to the most recent post and you will tag Scott over and over.
And put a picture of Napoleon Dynamite next to it. Or just any random Napoleon Dynamite quote after you tag him.
Okay, you're making it too complicated.
Yeah. Don't do that because then it'll be way more obscure if it's just tagging him. for no reason.
Obscure. Random Napoleon Dynamite quotes isn't obscure.
No, he already knows that people think he's Napoleon Dynamite. So he's just going to think that people are quoting Napoleon Dynamite.
And he's not going to listen to this, so he'll never know. Like,
right.
Why?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
If there's anyone that you can guarantee isn't listening at 1 hour and 27 minutes, it's Scott.
I mean, I don't even think he listens at 1 minute.
He's never listened to a single minute of a single episode.
Yeah.
All right. Now we'll shut it down.
All right.
Dizzle's happy hour. Maybe we'll start that up.
That needs to be Patreon only content.
Yeah, it'll be Patreon only content.
That's definitely the kind of thing that we need for the Patreon only content.
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
Yeah. Which either will help the Patreon or it'll hurt the Patreon.
Yeah. I mean, considering how polarizing you are, yeah.
It could go either way.
Okay. We'll see you this weekend, man.
Deuces.